Hey everybody, welcome to the Masters Fantasy Show, brought to you by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. As always, I'm joined by the Masters crew. What's up, guys? How you doing today?
Doing great.
Yeah, doing great.
Good stuff, man. Good to hear. You guys ready to talk some Dynasty football?
I was born ready.
Always.
Absolutely.
These guys are always ready. Me too. Today we're going to be talking about 3 tight ends that we think you should sell, maybe even sell before the NFL draft, which is going to this will be posted tomorrow, so it'll be happening tonight. Just 3 guys we recommend moving on from. Right before we jump into it, if you're looking for a place to play Dynasty football, MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. Over 600 Dynasty leagues. Never folded a single one. Never intend to either. With that said, let's jump right into this. Pass this on to you, whichever you guys want to go first. Tight end, Dynasty football that you're recommending to sell now.
All right, so I'll kick us off, and actually I'll be quick, but I have 2 I kind of want to bring up.
Oh.
The one I really want to say but be quick on, because if you're listening to our last show where we kind of broke down where they went in a recent rookie draft, I talked about it. So, and that was Logan Thomas for me. He went just too high, but I think he's a guy, because he kind of popped onto the scene last year, people are, willing to go get him, give up, a couple second rounders or something like that. But what a lot of people don't realize is he's going to be 30 years old when the season starts next year. And last year was really the only time he's ever produced at the tight end position, was a quarterback coming out of college. So I think you can just kind of cash in on that, last year's success and get some nice value for a guy who's going to be 30. Bigger name tight end who I think is a good sell now is Philadelphia Eagles' Dallas Goedert. I love Dallas Goedert coming out of college. I think he's a tremendous talent. But I just don't love the Philadelphia situation, even though Zach Ertz is likely out. Because I guess to rewind a little bit, Zach Ertz was putting out, tight end, like number 3 overall numbers for, year after year attached to Carson Wentz in that Doug Peterson system. Was just a great spot to, for a tight end in Dynasty football. You fast forward a couple years, Carson Wentz is gone, Zach Ertz looks like he's about dead, and Doug Peterson's out. So now Jalen Hurts is the quarterback. And Nick Sirianni comes in. It's going to be a different system. I just don't trust Jalen Hurts as much as I did Carson Wentz. And even though Zach Ertz will be gone, I still think they could bring in another tight end. And I just think it's going to be messy and not. I think we all were waiting for Dallas Goedert to be this true dynasty stud, tight end 1 going forward, and I just don't think he's ever going to hit that. So for me, he's a sell now.
Yeah, I like it. Just one point, and I don't know if you guys agree with me on this, but I feel like a year ago today, on the Logan Thomas take, we were talking about Tyler Higbee, like in the exact same.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Guy that finished the season kind of strong, a lot of hype come along with him. To me, it just sounded a lot like a year ago today.
Absolutely.
Talking about Higbee.
Yeah. In terms of Goddard too, I like that take a lot. Just because I don't have a ton of faith in that organization right now in general. Don't really trust Hurts to get him the ball out. And it seems like they're going to draft another, it could be multiple guys on that offense too. And obviously that eats into what Goddard might be able to do. So I'm with Al on that one. As much as I like Goddard as a player, the situation is kind of putting me in that same spot where I'm cool on selling him right now.
Yeah, I like it. And I'll just fire mine off real quick. Not going to be a really long take. And I actually switched it. We just did a tight end show, had the draft order of a recent Dynasty draft. And I was going back and forth between a couple guys. And then I zeroed in on Jared Cook here at the 9.8 pick.
Yeah.
I mean, ahead of guys like Jonnu Smith, Cole Kmet, Zach Ertz. I mean, just a ton of guys with a ton of upside. I mean, dude, Jared Cook's like 35 years old.
Yeah.
I do understand. I mean, Hunter Henry out of town. He's looking. You got Justin Herbert. A lot of hype with that offense. But dude, I mean, if you can get a second round pick out of this guy, I mean, I would pull the trigger in a heartbeat. Wouldn't even hesitate. Yeah, I mean, even if he has a decent season, this is probably going to be it. And I actually wouldn't be surprised at all if a team like them took maybe Fryer.
I was gonna say I would love that, or even a guy like Brevin Jordan,
or something.
One of these tight end, I completely agree. I think the love for Jared Cook is crazy just because of the age. And redraft, sure, for 1 year attached to Herbert and stuff, but long term, just in terms of dynasty, I don't see hardly any value.
Me neither.
So, definitely agree with that.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm gonna say one more time, drafted ahead of guys like Jonnu Smith.
Crazy.
I mean,
That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll go with mine. I'll close this off here. My pick is Hunter Henry, actually. So a lot of hype around him and Jonnu Smith. kind of being the new version of the Gronk and Hernandez days in New England, where there's two legit stud tight ends there. And I like Hunter Henry a lot as a player, but to me, I feel like, the fact that they're bringing in not only those two other receivers as well, they could be getting more playmakers in the draft. It seems like they're going to overhaul the offense. So either way, I don't feel confident in Cam Newton or whatever quarterback they draft if they choose to do that to get the ball to Hunter Henry consistently enough. Hunter Henry in general, I feel like he gets hurt way too much, has trouble staying on the field. I don't trust him to stay on and produce for 17 games. And I just kind of feel like Jonnu Smith is the guy I'd rather have of the two, and he's not getting treated as such. So with that in mind, I feel like Hunter Henry is a perfect candidate to get rid of because he also holds a lot more name value than anyone else on that Patriots offense. I feel like you can get a nice pretty penny for him and then, kind of reap the benefits of getting rid of him while Jonnu Smith eats all the big games.
Yeah, I love the take. And honestly, I think Hunter Henry has a lot of kind of similarities to the Dallas Goedert take. Way back in Hunter Henry's days, it was, once Antonio Gates retires, Hunter Henry is going to be the best tight end we've ever seen, blah, blah, blah. And, sure enough, Antonio Gates retires, and Hunter Henry is just all right. He's a good prospect, good player, but, he's not some crazy stud, but I still think he has the name value.
Right.
Even if you say his name backwards a few times, it sounds good both ways.
He's got two first names.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was just going to say he recommends selling Hunter Henry. I recommend selling Henry Hunter.
Yeah. But yeah, like he mentioned, they bring in Jonnu Smith too. I think they're both going to play a lot. Obviously, a lot of two tight end sets. But Jonnu Smith was the guy they went out. They got him first. They gave him more guaranteed money. I think they're going to use him a little more in different ways, even if Hunter Henry is more the traditional tight end. But yeah, definitely think he's a good sell now because people are excited about the landing spot in New England.
Yeah, and I mean he's still carrying some of that buzz, from the last couple of years too, and just in like historical context, I'm sitting here trying to think of like another NFL team that's been able to carry two tight ends and both be fantasy relevant. I mean, outside of the New England Patriots with Hernandez and Gronk, could you guys think of another one?
Not off the top of my head.
Those
are really the two.
I feel like right after they signed both, I'd seen another example or two. But no, not.
And maybe there is. Maybe you guys know some. Leave it in the comments. I can't think of any. So even in that context, to me, I mean, makes them even more of a sell now. I just don't think. And I get it. It was with the Patriots with Tom Brady. This isn't going to be that. This isn't going to be Hernandez and Gronk. I don't think so anyway.
Yeah, I
to
agree.
that level. Although I do think both could be serviceable. I mean, to use.
With the way tight end is, too.
Right.
I mean, they could very well both end up like top 10, 12-ish, and it wouldn't be that outlandish to say that.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I don't know. I just don't really see it. I like Alex said, more guaranteed money, more versatility. I like Jonnu Smith to be the guy there of the two. And, I don't really think he's being viewed as such right now. So it's a good opportunity to not only sell high on Hunter Henry, but buy low-ish on Jonnu Smith.
Yeah, and one last thing about Hunter Henry too. Just think about the way, think about the way that free agency unfolded. So, day one of free agency, New England goes out and they go get Jonnu Smith, give him a bunch of money. Everybody freaks out, and then like a few days go by and like no one was really going after Hunter Henry. And I don't want to say that speaks a lot about Hunter Henry, but I mean 31 other teams kind of passed on him, and then New England was like, sure, we'll take another one. Come join us too. So I don't know. That kind of worries me a little bit too.
Yeah, I can see that. All right, guys, that's it. That's going to wrap up this edition. 3 tight ends we think you should move on from in Dynasty football. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you could, hit the like and subscribe button. Come be part of the Masters family. Any last words, guys?
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.